You know, something you said last episode got me thinking.
Oh God, now what?
I find it highly suspicious that Moeka only showed up when he's by himself, considering how eager she was to get her hands on the IBN 5100.
I don't. She's really shy.
Oh.
And it could just be a coincidence in any case.
But I wanted to attribute some nefarious motive to her.
She may have some type of... She definitely has a motive, whether it is nefarious or not. Okay, well, we're in the meat of things, it seems like.
Speaking of nefarious meat, we're the Bittersweet Gamers?
What? No. Whether the meat is or is not nefarious, I'm still the opinionator.
And I have, as always, we-squared.
Right, so we did a lot of experiments on the phone wave name subject to change, figured out what's going on with the D-mail phenomenon.
Or at least figured out a lot of the parameters of it.
Yeah, figured out the parameters of it. We're still marching forward even though we don't know what we're doing.
And we had a totally not at all prophetic or existential nightmare.
Which sounds like the perfect time for another mysterious, suspicious character looking for the key piece of equipment to saving the world to show up. Because she works for a blogger. She's blogging about the IBN 5100.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that right? Shining finger. Don't think I didn't see you in the shadows in that building in the last episode. Because I didn't, but you were there. Because I hit the button too fast.
Yeah.
Like back when we first met, and she took a picture of my face without permission. She's just trying to force her nefarious ways on me.
No. See, she said she was taking pictures of the environment. That's why your face is completely framed in the center and in focus compared to everything else.
Nefarious! Since I am the infamous mad scientist, I am quite the delicious topic. And that's why I refuse all interviews and photo ops.
For they are stupid.
Or I would refuse all interviews and photo ops, were I ever asked to do one. But I shall refuse them when they inevitably come. Am I wrong about her?
You know, if voice actors are paid by the line, I'm sure she doesn't get paid very much.
That's right, last time we were discussing the conditions of the lease on the Future Gadget Lab, and this time Billy is discussing the pay structure for Seiyu. Or threatening to, but sometimes I show the good sense to not engage. Not very often, but sometimes I don't engage. I'm trying to learn. Oh, now she's talking. Too bad I don't understand what she means, because she just used one word in a context-heavy language, so it could mean all kinds of things.
わかるように頼む。
IBN5100 見せてほしい。
And she's looking away.
いいだろう。しかし見せるだけだ。そして見たら帰るのだ。それでいいか。
I won't sell or lend it to her no matter what. That machine is critical to our hacking operation against CERN, the enemy. Her eyes instantly light up and she stares at the machine in fascination.
Oh God!
She's really enraptured.
For a moment I thought she was going to pass out.
Maybe she's not only a male demon, but also a retro PC maniac?
How is that a common enough thing that I keep running into it?
Well, maybe because he's looking for one of the holy grails of retro PCs and has been kind of consumed by it lately.
That makes far too much sense.
After staring at the IBN 5100 for a few moments, Moeka starts cheerfully typing out a mail.
I like how he had his phone ready because he knew she was going to communicate that way.
What an annoying woman. Why can't she just talk like other humans?
I want to take a picture.
Whatever. It'd be over in a second if he just
無
talked.
断撮影は禁止だ。どんなカメラで撮るのか教えてもらおう。
The IBN 5100 is our secret weapon against CERN. I'm so busy being pretentiously overdramatic, trying to be offended at everything based on my secret mission, that I'm neglecting to wonder what the heck is going on and noticing that she really is suspicious. Unless I place strict restrictions on photography, she might snap my picture when I'm not paying attention. And now, there might actually be legitimate ramifications for that. Characters don't exist for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
She's clearly related to the main plot.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is no other plot for her to be related to.
That logic makes sense, don't worry.
Thank goodness. So since she's part of the IBN 5100 crowd,
mm-hmm.
you know, like Suzuha was,
Right.
leads me to think she's similar.
That's a fair, reasonable statement.
Maybe on the other side. I mean, they're both looking for him, right?
Yeah.
How can you interpret that in any other way? The things that they have done and the actions they have taken.
Like the way she just kind of approached him and was just like, give me your email. I don't need the email of the hacker friend. I need your email.
Now, she has asked for his too, but still.
But she was insistent on his.
And started by taking a picture of the subject or something like that. Because if it's not this, then what's she doing in the game?
Yeah, she wouldn't be here for no reason, like you said.
I think that, and this is still speculation.
She hasn't been in enough for us to really...
Well, even if she had been, it'd still be speculation.
Fair point.
I said it last time, based on the anachronistic things she talks about, Suzuha, I am saying, is working against CERN. Because she comes from an anachronistic world.
Gotcha.
Right? Okay, Moeka isn't good at human interaction, but is super good on her phone. Maybe she comes from CERN. Or at least...
I see what you're saying.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So, like, she might be on the opposite side or something.
Because
you wouldn't have smartphones if you were ruled by CERN, assuming that's still accurate.
Well, and didn't Titor say that, like, CERN basically repressed everything?
Yes, they specifically said that, which is specifically what I'm referring to.
Well, you know me, saying the same thing you are, but in a much simpler manner.
More like me saying, John Titor said this, and then you go, did you know what also supports that? John Titor said the same thing that started this conversation. And I'm like, I'm aware that I might get circular sometimes as I'm trying to think through stuff, but you don't have to do it intentionally. It's like the Ouroboros, but you're chasing the wrong...
That analogy got away from you.
That's why I just stopped. I'm being chased by the organization, maybe for real, so I can't expose my face to the media. And Moeka, like, doesn't seem to ever be that surprised about his...
Well, it's hard to really tell because she doesn't really react emotively much at all.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say surprised about his aversion to being photographed, but like you said.
まさかそれかその携帯の内蔵カメラで撮ると
You know she uses her camera to take pictures. Her phone.
She claims to be a journalist. Work for, like, a tech blogger. She should be using professional equipment, is what he means. I thought she was doing... Or that was it. I thought she was doing a magazine article. But if she's using her phone...
Yeah, you're right.
Something tells me she's not very good at her job. I shall draw the wrong conclusion, for I am stupid. Huh?
Oh, you oblivious Kyoma.
At any rate, I'm starting to feel sorry for her. And nothing moves me, Hoing Kyoma, like pity.
OK だ。自由に撮ってもらって構わん。ただし、この俺の顔以外だ。もしも撮ったら、俺はお前の口を封じるしかなく。
By throwing you out the window.
撮るつもりないから、岡部君の顔は。
I like how that's the first full sentence she has spoken.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Why that part? Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Never
I think she'd be taking several angles.
Yeah. 30 minutes later, Moeka is still taking pictures. What's she just gonna get from the outside of it, you know? I can't go anywhere with Moeka here. I know the IBM 5100 is too heavy for her to carry, but still, there's no telling what this fanatic will do if I let her out of my sight. Suddenly, I get another mail. I wonder when it's from. What is it this time? It's so absurd that I have to go along with her tedious mail talk.
I want to borrow the 5100. Can I? It'd be great if you could help me carry it. I promise nothing fishy is going on.
How many times has Okarin specifically said no to this?
She figures if she pesters him enough, he'll agree just to make her shut up.
No, this makes it even more suspicious. What do you want to borrow it for, lady? Don't, if you want to Chuni talk, then like Chuni talk while asking her these things.
ダメだと言っただろう。いやいや、待てい。なぜ貸すのが前提になっているのだ。
本当に。
本当だ。
どうしても。
どうしてもだ。
I don't like where this conversation is going.
What?
Doesn't that seem kind of threatening?
No?
Oh, okay. Just me then.
Once again, she does her thing, typing on her phone at high speed.
Such trepidation.
I love his mumbles. I feel like we haven't appreciated Okarin's mumbling enough.
He has the best mumbles.
Banana!
Now, hold on.
He's never mumbled like that, but... Did that really have to be an email? What a troublesome woman.
No fair. Can you at least tell me where you found it? Pretty please?
いいか、よく聞け。
I mean, what about, why are you doing this?
幻のレトロ PC、IBN5100 は、その主人としてこの俺、法院京馬を選び契約した。
From it, I will summon a servant to win the Holy Grail War.
それが厳然たる事実。神ですら歪められぬ決定事項。シュタインズゲートの選択だ。そもそも契約において、俺は一時的にこれの力を借りているに過ぎない。使い終われば、元の所有者に返すことになる。
I mean, she could ask to borrow it from him when he's done?
If I remember correctly, I thought that Ruka's dad said if a seinen, young man, comes asking for it, then to lend it out.
I see.
I may not be right about that. But if that's the case, Moeka is not a seinen.
Most certainly not.
But, you know, maybe he'd lend it out. Who knows?
This is completely not related to anything, but can I just say that Moeka's type is my type? Like the type that I really find attractive?
What, librarian?
Librarian, kind of quiet and introverted, but she still got that kind of, like, openness to her from her texts.
I do think she's really friendly. Okay, I'm sorry, I've gone insane. I have gone completely insane.
Have you?
I have to know. Okay, I feel better. The translated script said young man, but what he said was not seinen, which is young man, but wakamono, young person.
Okay.
Okay, so that means that maybe she could get it. She fits the criteria of the request, right?
She's not a vampire, is she?
I realized that... What? I realized that probably doesn't really matter. But it was one of those things where you suddenly are like, is that it or is that not it? And you have to find out. You can't even move on with your life until you know the answer.
In Japanese, that sort of thing's really important. Like you said, it's a contextual language.
Moeka, meanwhile, is staring at the floor in what I assume is defeat.
俺もそこまで鬼ではない。俺は俺の目的のためにこれと契約した。その目的を果たした後ならば、次はお前が契約できるように元の所有者と交渉してやってもいい。
Oh yeah?
There will come a time, 10, 15 years hence, when I return the IBN 5100 to Yanabayashi Shrine. At that time, Ragnarok will be over, and the fate of the world will have been decided. She can have it then.
そして、ラグナロックが勝利に終わろうと敗北に終わろうと、この法王院京馬の人生は、その頃にはもう。
What? What do you think her reaction to this is going to be?
いや、今の言葉は忘れてくれ。そんな先のことなど、今は考えている場合ではないからな。そうさ。そんな先のことは。
He hasn't woken up yet. He's just blathering on auto.
That happens to me.
What?
それより場所
That happens to you?
I don't mean I blather in Chuni on auto, but sometimes I get up and like I haven't fully awoken and I'll have conversations before I'm actually fully awake.
After getting up?
Yeah.
Who are you talking to?
That's not important.
I'm kind of confused. Jeez, I had some good angst going there. She's just oblivious to the mood.
IBN5100 は柳林神社にあった。
Just then I hear the door open and Moeka twitches. And Daru's like, well, I wasn't expecting him to say that. I was thinking he's gonna be like, hey, who's that?
Yeah.
ずいぶん早いな。
Ever since university went into summer break, aha! Daru has been coming to the lab in the morning less and less. But then again, he's also been staying up all night more and more. He doesn't say a word?
夕方から寝始めたからさ。朝5時に目覚めたぞなもし。ああ、暑い。午前中なのにこの暑さとかありえなさすぎだろ上皇。
He probably walked in, saw Moeka, but it hasn't registered yet because there's no way another attractive woman would be in the lab with Okarin.
Again, Okarin better not tell him about Ferris.
Right?
おオカリン、そちらのエロ、セクシーな三次元女性はどなたでありますか？
ああ、紹介しよう。
Her face.
Yeah, that's
シ
what
ャ
I
イ
was
ニン
about
グ
to
フィ
point
ンガ
out.
ー、桐生萌香だ。
シャイニングフィンガーだと？俺のこの手が光ってうなる？
Ah, Seki-san, you have not let me down.
うならない。だが能力者だ。
能力とかねえよ。
Just to be clear, if anybody hadn't gotten it from all the Shining Finger talk from before, the guy that voices Daru, of all people, voiced Domon Kashu, the main character of G Gundam, who used the Shining Finger.
That's what's funny about this.
Yeah, so him delivering that, there have been several instances in like crossover stuff where he's also had other Shining Finger gags, and they're funny every time.
見ればわかるはずだ。こいつは間違いなく能力者だよ。
まあいいや。よろしく桐生氏。
And then she's just like, No. And it doesn't really know how to take all this. Can you imagine saying all this stuff in front of about someone in front of that person?
That's so rude.
She's either disapproving, afraid, angry, or both.
You mean all three?
2, 3, they're all the same.
萌えかよ。この男こそ俺のマイフェイバリットライトアーム。スーパーハッカーのダルだ。
Her expression hasn't changed at all. It's as if everything we say flows cleanly through one ear and out the other. Is she a human? And she was so eager to meet the super hacker before.
おかり、まさかこの人にヤバいことでもしてたの？
No, you idiot! My favorite right arm? She's always like this. Who do you think I am?
Daru disapproves. Eyes narrow.
You.
やばいこととはなんだ。俺たちは撮影をしていただけだ。
おい。
撮影だと？それをネタに脅し、ついには性的なおもちゃに。
He says in front of her.
Right?
エロゲノを現実に持ち込むのはやめろ。
さあせん。
I'll do that when you stop applying Chuny logic to reality.
Naru's jokes in front of her aren't helping. The police will be here any minute.
あ、そうそう。電話レンジだけどさ、ちょっと改良しようと思うんだよね。
Oh, really?
ほら、今って結構めんどい手順が必要じゃん？ D メールを過去に送るのにさ。
Daru, you idiot! How could you make such a basic mistake?
What did you say about sending emails to the past?
聞き間違いだ。
Nothing?
いいえ。
Oh, no, I didn't, she says. I mean, she wants the 5100 very badly, even to the point where she'll even just ask for it. Even though she's already been told she cannot have what she's asking for, just to ask. And she doesn't want to leave. And then she hears this.
はっきり聞こえた。
Moeka's indeed insanely persistent. She won't let me escape so easily. What should I do?
俺だ。まずいことになった。いや、そうじゃない。8号機の情報が第三者に漏れた。あ、分かっている。なんとかするさ。場合によっては、口封じをしてでも食い止める。ああ、機関に知られるわけにはいかないからな。
I'll strap her in front of the television to make her play Alpaca Man 2 for 5 hours and brainwash her.
Brainwash her into what?
You don't want to know. Hey.
Also, isn't this a crime?
Is what a crime?
What he just said? Isn't this a threat of violence?
Yeah, I guess that is. No matter how you want to interpret it, that's a threat of violence.
Under basically all U.S. state law, this actually qualifies as assault. Like, explicitly threatening someone with violence is assault. Battery is you actually delivering physical harm.
That's also something you put into your electronics to power them.
Like, basically, haven't they actually committed a whole bunch of crimes right in front of her?
Damon, he is the mad scientist. Oh, in Kyoman.
I'm just saying, don't threaten people with violence and, you know, other things.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that.
これがシュタインズゲートの選択だとしたらやりきれないな。案ずるな。地獄行きは聖戦の後と決めている。エル、プサイ、コングル。
誰と電話を？
前には関係ない。
You know, there's something kind of intimidating about her speech. Because there's so few words, when she... It's like the stuff that she doesn't talk about or speak in reaction to, and the stuff that she does.
Uh-huh.
There's so few words, and it's so plain spoken and matter of fact.
Blunt.
If she talked more, her words wouldn't have any impact. But as it stands, it's kind of oppressive. At least that's the impression that I get. I suppose for somebody like me who talks a lot, that must mean my words have no impact and are not oppressive, but liberating.
Go ahead and believe that.
I shall.
Really? Because it sounded like you were threatening me with all kinds of stuff.
Banana! It's all Daru's fault. Moeka looks down and begins typing another mail.
What? Are you SB?
What the hell does that mean?
選べ。秘密を守ると誓うか。あるいは死か。
SB.
今すぐにだ。猶予はない。他に選択肢もない。我がラボの秘密を知った以上、貴様には覚悟を決めてもらうぞ。桐生萌か。
I mean, it's funny and all, but
殺す。
貴様が事実を公表しようとするならばな。この狂気のマッドサイエンティスト、法王院京馬をあまり舐めない方が身のため。
何？オカリンまた始まったん？
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you guys building up all this sort of tension here? Well, it's time for good old Daru to destroy it.
Daru, I was getting to the important part. Do you want the beautiful girl to be around or not?
You make a compelling if idiotic case.
桐生氏だっけ？オカリンのこれは一種の病気だから気にしないでおけ。
No! Now she's gonna walk off and spill the beans!
You weren't gonna kill her anyway.
Daru! God dang it! Can't you see what's going on, Super Hacker? Or do you only exist to burst my bubble?
Yes.
バカ者が！お前のうかつな発言のせいで電話レンジカッコ仮のタイムマシンとしての機能がバレてしまったのだぞ。
Oi.
I mean, we just might get an Oi, Okarin-san.
Time machine.
Well, that's an interesting reaction, wouldn't you say?
Wouldn't I say?
今オカリンもうかつな発言を。
Again! This is awful. Everything that could go wrong has.
If people don't indulge him in his tuning, he doesn't know what to do. Ferris, Moeka, they just completely throw him off guard.
You mean if people do indulge him in his tuning?
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Except for Suzuha.
That just makes her more suspicious, if I'm being honest.
How do I recover from this? First, I need to silence Moeka.
Excellent!
オカリン、タイムマシン実験する前にマヤシーに唐揚げ温めさせてほしいな。
Mayushi makes everything better.
De, Christina, what do you have? What are you going to say? We're finished. It's impossible to talk our way out of this one.
桐生萌か。すべて話そう。その上で頼みがある。
Okay. August 3rd, 125.
震えよ。 我が右腕。契約に基づき命じる。漆黒の極限をまといて、我が望み、すなわち破壊の衝動を満たせ。かくして、塵は塵へ、灰は灰へと帰る。
You're not Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho, buddy.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Not Hiei, but I mean he's okay, I guess. This was a good incantation / chant.
Oh God!
これじゃあもう唐揚げ温められないよ。
マユリよ、これはすでに電子レンジではない。タイムマシンなのだ。
Do you have a stove?
だよ。じゃあオカリン、新しく電子レンジ買ってきてよ。
That's a good point. Like, how are you going to heat up food when you need to heat up food?
Well, I mean, you know, this isn't actually a living place. This is a place where they come to do work. They don't even have a bed. They got a freaking couch to sleep on. And, like, a small sink.
But Mayuri eats here all the time.
That's because they had a microwave.
Technically, it still functions as a microwave.
Just have to put the door back on to push down the sensor that lets it turn on because the door's closed.
そんな金はない。
Besides, this was Daru's idea. He said he had some upgrades to make.
Oh, that's true.
Removing the microwave door means we don't have to open it every time we want to send a D-mail. Maybe we can't jellify a banana, but do we really need to? Is it just me, or is Moeka really tall?
Oh, yeah.
撮影は禁止だと言っている。
He's... It has not escaped my notice that the only person that Okarin has told to not take pictures of him is the only person who is interested in taking pictures of Okarin, and clearly just does whatever she wants anyway, regardless of what anybody ever tells her. At least, from what little we've seen, that appears to be the case.
That's pretty excellent.
記念に。
Is she gonna butter him up? Little does she know. That doesn't work on Okarin!
I mean, except it kind of does.
何の記念だ。とにかく撮るな。
Moeka has just been assigned to lab mem number 005.
Okay.
We don't really know anything about her at all, which maybe we ought to learn a little bit at least. You know, don't need to go into her private life. But if she's gonna be a lab mem who's helping with our time machine, probably ought to vet her a little bit.
I would imagine so, yes.
It was a choice between letting her leak word of the time machine or forcing her to join our group. I reluctantly chose the latter, though I don't know how we can enforce anything.
Yeah, exactly. And desperately prayed that she wouldn't betray us.
俺も随分甘くなったものだ。昔ならば容赦なく指圧師の命を絶っていたところだろう。
Moeka won't leave my side. Like maybe she wants to ask me something or something else important in some way?
What with her profundity, that's not the right word. With her propensity for texting, she could easily talk to him without anyone else knowing.
But she doesn't.
Yeah.
なんだ。
he likes the attention.
Of course he does.
本当にタイムマシン。
How can you just force her to join your group if you're not gonna tell her this stuff?
Damon, logic is for the lesser men. This is Ho-O-O-O-O-In Kyoma.
I don't know about Ho-Oin Kyoma like you said, but as for Ho-Oin Kyoma, what are you saying? How would you know a darn thing? You're just busy disapproving or saying toot-toot-oo.
Toot-toot-oo?
本当だ。お前にも後で見せてやる。だから絶対に口外するな。いいな。
I mean, I don't think anyone would believe me.
Another one strangely timed from Nukako.
My dad usually acts normal, but he gets strange when only family members are around. Like, why was I raised as a girl in the first place? Dad says that I was supposed to have another sister born before me, but when I asked Mom, she said he was making it up. I'm kind of fed up with him. P.S. I did 10 practice swings. Could this be a result of time travel divergence, like his father remembers Okay.
Well, either way, he definitely has some odd family circumstances.
We are playing a game about time travel in which changing the past alters the memory of other people. So
therefore there's somebody whose memory wasn't altered?
Okarin, it's possible that someone else's memory couldn't have been altered.
Even if that's possible, it's also possible that the dude who says welcome to Corneria over and over happened to be a light warrior in the past and is like currently level 37 with really good equipment. But why would you ever think that? And what does it matter? I just don't understand what made you say that.
The name of the chapter is Butterfly Effect Divergence. Maybe that's just a minor side effect of divergence that no one could foresee. I can tell you're fed up by the conversation, which as it so happens is the answer we need to pick.
If you don't like cross-dressing, then say so. Otherwise, your dad'll just keep having his fun. If you want to change the status quo, then burn those Miko robes in the courtyard. He does refer to himself as Boku, which is masculine.
Yeah. And then dance around the pile of burning clothes.
Yosh! プログラム終わった。
Actually, I think I still have that dress that I wore for charity that one time.
Are you implying we should burn it in the courtyard?
No, I was just saying I still have it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
All right, now that Daru has upgraded the RAM or whatever the heck he's doing.
それじゃあ実験再開ね。
Just everybody right in front of her just accepts it without a second thought.
でもまた店長さんに怒られないかな。
But this must have been one of the things that Daru did to dampen the
discharge.
Discharge.
Daru dutifully dampened the discharge. Dummy.
Darkness.
Don't try and chuny the alliteration.
Drag. Dork.
Dork, okay.
案ずることはない。俺は昨日ミスター・ブラウンとこう約束したのだ。今日はもう揺らさないと誓うとな。
Well, if it doesn't shake, then there you have it. And he doesn't care other than that.
Yeah.
つまり揺らさないと約束したのは昨日だけであって、昨日から見るところの明日である今日は揺らしても問題ないのだ。
Okay.
Really? Oh, for goodness sake.
何の解決にもなってないだろう。どうしてそこまで自信満々でいられるのか不思議。
Why are you so cheerful?
She's in her element.
Insulting Okarin?
つまりこう言いたいのか、クリスティーナ。ミスター・ブラウンをやれ。
No.
言っとらんわ。
Well, at least everybody's in a really good mood.
それに岡部みたいな兵糧が向かっていってもあの店長にはかなわないでしょ。
He is a bodybuilder or something.
It would just take one headbutt. I mean, another way to compare the two is to compare their facial hair. Okarin has this miserable stubble, whereas Tennoji has a pretty excellent goatee. If they dueled with facial hair, he would win. If they dueled with culture, he would win. If they dueled with strength, he would win. If they dueled with weirdness...
Well, you know.
I guess Okarin's going to win, but it's not like Tennoji is weak in weirdness. He's actually great, much higher than the average person, on account of owning a building where he rents out one of the rooms and then owns a store that nobody shops in, dedicated to an extremely niche hobby.
ムキムキだもんね。
Yes.
Unfortunately, it's impossible to experiment without shaking the building. I have no choice but to negotiate with Mr. Brown somehow. The other 4 members look at me in anticipation. Are they planning to sacrifice me? How dare they?
それがシュタインズゲートの選択か。しかし
What he's going to find out is that Mr. Brown isn't in today because he's going to pick up his daughter, and the person watching the store is Suzuha.
There you go.
I look out the window to see 2 girls on the street below. One girl polishing her bicycle, and another much younger girl squatting next to her, watching her work. They're alone. Well, there's his daughter, Nae, wasn't it?
Nae, yeah.
そこのバイト戦士
She just answers to it. Every time, every greeting that she's given like this has always been different. She started with
Oh, hi!
Oha! And then it was Chisu. And now it's Lisu. Like, what's next? Pisu. This cute little girl is Tennoji Nae, Mr. Brown's only daughter. Looks like she came to play with her father today.
So we'll really get in trouble if we endanger her.
Interesting mascot, isn't it?
The bunny thing?
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of Madoka Magica, something like that.
Speaking of forming contracts.
I've always wondered how it's possible for such a muscular man to spawn such a cute girl.
Well, Okarin buddy,
そこで何をしている
what you gotta understand is to make a child, you need a woman too. So she probably takes more after her mother than her father. Just say it.
Gah! Paternal instincts!
見ればわかんじゃん。自転車磨いてんだよ。
今日はバイトじゃないのか
バイトだよ。だからここにいいんだし。
Of course I am, but once again, Mr. Brown doesn't want me doing anything in the shop.
You're polishing your bicycle, even though you're at work? Like I said before, I wouldn't mind her job. A job where you do nothing and get paid for it. I mean, it'd be boring. We can come up with other stuff to do.
Like polishing your bicycle.
I mean, I guess the store barely has any customers, and when I say barely, that means that I must have seen 1 or 2 at some point.
A month ago.
To put it bluntly, was there even a need for a part-timer? You remember how she got hired? I love CRTs. You're hired.
Yup.
おいバイト戦士ミスター・ブラウンはどうしている
ミスター・ブラウン？誰？
1階のジャンク屋の店長のことだ
ああ、ミスター・ブラウンってそういう意味か。お父さんの名前はミスター・ブラウンじゃないよ。
The little girl diligently corrects us on her father's name. She must not get the joke.
She's a kid.
店長は出張サービス中。しばらく帰還しないんじゃないかな。
何それは本当か
Don't go in the building. Shh. Slowly withdraws.
あんた。じゃなきゃ私、ここでサボってないよ。
Well, he trusts her with his daughter.
あ、なえ、サボってることは店長には内緒ね。じゃあ、今度自転車に乗せて。
Of course. It's a blessing from the gods!
That is a pretty excellent bicycle.
This is not the first time they've done this. Had this interesting visual on like the bike chain or spokes or...
Yeah.
聞いた通りだこれこそがシュタインズゲートの選択なのだろう
Well, I guess we have our chance.
Better take it.
So what are we gonna do with it, though?
ミスター・ブラウンは今不在。すなわちそれは実験し放題であることを意味する。
Until the building crumbles!
Yeah, that'd be bad.
結局根本的解決はまた先送りするのか？
シュタインズゲートの選択だと言っている。
何でもいいからさ、とりあえず電話レンジセカンドエディションバージョン 1.03 を試したいんだけど。
Hey, the name changed!
It is subject to change after all.
Well, it was. Not anymore. Now it's the second edition version 1.03.
セカンドエドションバーゼロション
Yes! You got it perfectly!
セカンドエディションバージョン 1.03。
How did we get to 1.03?
そんなやぼったい言い方はよせ。この改良型はヘブンリーメリーゴーラウンド。
Unsophisticated, is it? Heavenly merry-go-round, is it? Look, you had me on nostalgia drive. But not this.
名前なんてどうでもいいだろ。いいから実験を。
You cannot say the name doesn't matter in a game where every character has a different name that they call everybody. And Moeka has her phone pointed at us. How many times have I told her not to take pictures?
I like how everyone's just kind of like, has he even introduced her to everyone?
Probably not.
They're all just standing there like, who's this guy? Who's this girl?
楽しそうだったから。そんなわけない。少なくとも私はこのサークルのノリにうんざりしてただけよ。
それにしてもこの助手、ツンデレである。
Yeah, very much so. Very, very much so. Tsundere.
A girl who is usually aloof and acerbic, or soon, but becomes affectionate, dere, when alone with her romantic interest. However, the definition has been getting more broad recently.
Yeah, it more or less just refers to someone who is combative.
Yeah.
But, alas, such is the nature of many labels, is that their meaning is diluted over time until it ultimately becomes a meaningless concept.
誰がツンデレだ。
おお、マキセ氏ってツンデレの意味わかるん？
More of her nerd culture seeping out.
知らないわよ。
Come on, Okarin-san. One of these days you can figure it out. So, she's familiar with otaku culture. She managed to dodge it 2 times prior when it appears as though she was quoting otaku culture memes. But we may have caught her red-handed this time. Either way, 3rd time's the charm. She can't hide it forever. I wonder how she got that knowledge while living in America. Billy?
What? Why are you looking at me?
Nobody outside of Japan understands anything about otaku culture, after all. Nobody.
Says the man who apparently doesn't know anything about America.
早く実験を。
She's shown great interest in the time machine ever since we told her the truth.
Are you sure? I can't tell.
Of course, I made her promise never to write an article about it. Who knows if she'll do what I say? I threatened to take her phone away if she breaks her oath.
But all she has to do is leave.
The phone wave, named subject to change, even though it's no longer the phone wave named subject to change, is ready to send a D-mail whenever we are.
じゃあ、オカリンの携帯に転送されるように設定するから。
600, huh?
That's normal? It's usually at 600?
Daru types my phone's mail address into the X68000's keyboard. We decided Mayuri was going to be the one to send the D-mails, so she starts typing on her phone.
There's no way this constant discharge can be good for anything.
Well, I I mean, it didn't even wreck my microwave when it had a discharge.
Yeah, but I'm more talking the phone? It's just so strange.
Mayuri's mail should have gone through the phone wave, name subject to changes. Okay, that didn't work. Dedicated phone to mine.
Ah, they're seeing what happens when you...
She's usually emotionless and hard to read, but she's clearly amazed by this D-mail.
どうだこれで電話レンジカッコ仮が紛れもなくタイムマシンだと分かっただろう。
We can only reliably send emails, but you know.
And salt.
Oh, salt, sorry.
Yeah, I bet at the beginning of September, Tennoji is going to get the electric bill, and he's going to be like, what in God's name is this?
What? Oh, it must be the electricity she sees.
I decided to ignore her. Mr. Brown is one thing, but she doesn't scare me at all, even though she's the one who's probably really dangerous.
さて、ラボメンの諸君。第73回、円卓会議を始めようと思う。
We've already had 7 since the last one?
That's what I was thinking. What happened to 67 to 72?
昨日は第66回だったぞ。間の6回はどこに消えた？
細かいことを気にするとは器の小さいやつめ。だからクリスティーナは助手止まりなのだ。
だから私は助手でもクリスティーナでもないとあれほど。
Just accept it.
オペレーションウルド第1段階では D メールが送れること D メールの性能について検証した。
We discovered that we could only send up to 36 English characters.
今日の実験では作戦を第2段階へと進め、この D メールをより実践的に使ってみようと思う。
Because they forwarded it from the phone connected to the phone wave name subject to change to Okarin's phone to see how that changes anything.
Right. Something that I had been meaning to talk about that it just never came up while we were recording. I guess it'd be important to say the anime's use of light is very fascinating. There's always so much shadow everywhere, like an excessive isn't right, but a large amount of shadows. Like there is sort of nothing brightly colored about this at all. Like look at the lighting in this shot, you know?
Moeka's kind of halfway in the shadow herself.
Right, and Okarin's face is, well, at least out of the light. Now, this isn't the best example, but it kind of reminded me of how there's frequently all these shadows.
In the scene where I spotted Moeka in the background, she was way in the back, like completely cloaked in shadow. She didn't even have her phone out. And then there was Suzuha sitting on the bench in front of Mr. Brown's shop in the shadow.
Yeah, frequent shadows aren't strange at all, but this is so frequent that it
seems like it's purposeful.
Not seems like, but is. It's very, very, very noticeable. I don't think there's any special meaning in it outside of, the obvious way you would take it.
Like, pay attention to this person that we keep depicting in shadow, or something like that.
I mean, Okarin himself is often dramatically draped in shadow, but, that could just be to enhance his chunibyo-ness. In any case.
実践的か。朝に届くようにして、おはようオカリンってちゃんと見てもらえるようにするんだね。
Aww, that's adorable.
How sweet.
そんなわけがあるか。そんなものはチラシの裏にでも書いておけ。
チラシの裏じゃオカリンに届かないよ。
His phone's been buzzing this entire time. She's been like,
俺が言っている実践的というのは、すなわち。
She's been like, hey, hey, hey.
This is why people use words, Moeka.
過去を変えられるかどうかだ。
ちょっと待って、そんなの危険すぎる。 あんた神にでもなったつもり？
Like, all that could be done with this technology is sending information into the past. Which, don't get me wrong, can be useful because of how the whole history rewrite works. It doesn't seem like they really notice it at the time.
They haven't talked about it at all. I mean, Titor mentioned it, and then it hasn't really been talked about. Like, the implications of that are huge, hugely important. Well, we may as well let them start to make the point before wandering off into it. Because, I mean, I agree with what you said. You're more or less right. If they haven't reacted to the fact that they got a message 5 days ago, and Ocarina isn't standing around getting messages from their experiments in the future, then...
What good is it?
おや、助手よ。何が危険だというのだ?
Now, this, of course, is absolutely foolish, and you probably should not mess with the past. And I said probably, like, oh my god, do you even... We do not have the capacity to understand all of the effects that our actions can cause. And so when you start intentionally doing some stuff that may be slightly crazy, the consequences of that
are unpredictable.
And could be terrible.
Like, unless you have a divergence calculator or something. However that works.
Well, let me just increase the flow of electrons we're injecting into this curved black hole. How do I do that again? Oh, wait.
タイムパラドックスよ。もしも仮にパラドックスが発生した瞬間に世界が吹き飛んだら、あんたどうするつもり？
Nothing, we'll be dead.
Brutal but true.
その時は俺もお前も死んでいるだろう。
Oh, you got one again.
そんな無責任な考えで過去を変えようなんてふざけてるの？
Can I also point out something a little bit more practical? If 1 second equals 1 hour, how long is that thing going to have to be running to get any kind of use out of it?
What? What do you mean?
1 second of runtime equals an hour into the past.
So
how long is that phone wave going to have to run to get to any sort of decent time?
Well, let's see here. A day is 1,000... Give me just a second. Live math!
Math is fun.
All right, there's 60 seconds in 1 minute and 60 minutes in 1 hour, leaving us at 3,600 seconds per hour. So, in 1 day, that means there's, according to the calculator, 86,400 seconds.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that means 86,400 hours if the microwave is actually running all day, which it won't. It'll blow the fuse.
Yeah.
Now, at 86,400, that means that we can send it 86,400 hours into the past, so that's 1,440 hours into the past.
Okay.
Which means...
60 days. So
if they leave it running for 1 day, they can send it 2 months into the past.
Yeah, that doesn't really seem worthwhile.
Now that means that if they leave it running for 6 days, they can send it 1 year into the past. So if they leave it running for 60 days, they can send it 10 years into the past. So they have to leave it running for 2 full months to get it back. So they can do 5 years per month of phone wave runtime. Now, there's no way that you can run that thing for a month.
Especially with it sparking like that the entire time. The building will shake apart.
And someone is going to have to pay the electric bill. And that someone is not going to be Tennoji Yugo. He will enslave them all. On a less mathy note, I do think that the ethics of changing the past, just to be more explicit, assuming it were possible, which is a humongous assumption, but, you know, that's the game we're playing, so let's just take it. Assuming it were possible, there's no way you could do it, or that you should do it. No matter how much you want to change the past, it still happened. Remember the intro of the game? He was like, yeah, well, we messed around with stuff we didn't understand, and now we're all paying for it.
Yeah. There's no way that Ocarina has any capacity to judge the repercussions of what he can do.
まさかあんた、 本気で世界に混沌をどうたらとかを実行に移そうとしてるんじゃないでしょうね。
Of course not, but they don't have some event that they want to prevent. Well, I guess they do with CERN, but how is that going to change the past? What, is he saying we should go back to when they started doing these experiments and sabotaging them? Okay, at that point they'd actually have a goal, but how would they do that?
How would they do that, and how would they expect to succeed? Yeah.
いやいや、それはないわ。マキセシ、オカリンの言うことはもっと適当に受け流しておけ。
Seriously, it's okay. He's like this all the time.
I mean, what does Daru think they're doing?
Just a fun little science experiment?
But after finding out about CERN, can they ignore it? I mean, that's what specifically came up in the context of the game.
That's true. It's possible he just hasn't sat and thought about it fully. He's just kind of going along with what's happening.
Everything has gone crazy fast, and it's hard to ignore what's right in front of you like that, especially when you're like, I can do this crazy, awesome thing.
Huh? So?
Well, we know that Okarin's a decent person.
Of course, but I'm just saying the only thing we know of that's actually an event that he would want to mess with is stopping CERN. So...
Well, it's like, even if he went back and sabotaged their research, that's not a permanent solution unless he destroyed CERN. You know?
And you can't destroy CERN by just sending them an email. You know, what you could do is send crazy emails to yourself to try to get you to do or not do certain things. But it doesn't appear like you'd even read them.
大丈夫だよ。オカリンはね、本当はとってもいい人なんだから。
You know, thinking about it like that, because of Titor, you can clearly travel back in time. And when you do so, your memories haven't changed.
Right.
What's different about that? We know it's demonstrably true, so it must be true. So we don't have to theorize on whether it is true or not. But why is it that if you physically go to a different time, your memories aren't altered? Because you have suddenly ended up in a...
Well, this is just me speculating, but it's very possible that the act of time travel might protect you from the paradox effect.
No, that makes sense. I just don't understand the... Well, I mean, I guess we don't need to understand the mechanics.
Right.
Like I said, that must be the case, because it is the case.
Yeah.
You see what I mean by that? We actually have the correct conclusion.
Yeah, because of Titor, or his memories would be altered.
Right. Oh, I just bring it up because why have Okarin's memories not changed?
That's the big mystery. Well, a big mystery. There's several mysteries at play here. But that's a big mystery.
Because if it's the same thing...
Because he didn't travel through time.
No, he didn't. So, whatever those two things, Titor traveling back in time and Okarin presumably traveling to a different world line, that doesn't alter your memories, okay? In every other case, your memories are altered.
Yeah.
So that means that the only way to actually send stuff through time to alter the past, you see what I'm saying, would be to send the information in the same way that doesn't cause memories to change.
It doesn't cause paradox.
Yeah. Because if I'm understanding this correctly, and it's entirely possible that I'm not, that I either due to misinterpretation of information or lack of information, but if I'm interpreting this correctly, like sending those people back, like with the Jellyman experiments, well, maybe it wouldn't change a thing, because they pop up in the past, and it's just smoothed over so that we don't have to massively change history because of it. Maybe
paradox goes the route of least resistance. The less effect the time-traveled item or person has, the less divergence and the less change to the world line that happens.
Well, that may be the case, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Like, when you send the mail... When you send a D-mail 5 days in the past, the person didn't get it 5 days ago. They got it now.
But it's timestamped 5 days ago. Right.
Meaning they got it 5 days ago. It's the effect that Titor described.
Yeah.
Okay? So, by sending a person 100 years into the past...
Okay, it's the same effect.
Nobody reacts to it because it already was and everything is just smoothed over, just like the D-mails.
Okay, that's what you're saying. I understand now.
Like, we could call that for now the D effect.
The D effect.
Which may not be true. Or D Jelly Man. D Jelly? D Man.
D Man.
I mean, my name's Damon. That's sort of close.
Synchronicity?
Serendipity. Anyway, if you could harness that effect, that not losing your memories to prevent the D effect, then you could send information and actually begin to change the past. But there must be some special way it's done, because the only way we know that it seems to work is by physically traveling through time and by whatever it was that happened to Okarin. So maybe you have to send the mail to another world line, because sending it back in time in your own world line wouldn't work. Maybe.
Yeah, okay, that all makes sense. I was just wrapping my brain around that, because, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Like, if we're interpreting it correctly.
俺に対する評価など聞いてはいないが、クリスティーナの疑問には答えておこう。確かに俺の野望は世界に混沌をもたらすことだ。しかし、それを実行に移すにはあまりにも準備が足りなさすぎる。
Moeka is like, could you answer my question, please?
ましてや、18文字しか送れないメールではできることなどほとんどないだろう。
Maybe the reason they can only send such small data is because of the phone's capabilities? Like in 24 years, CERN will have access to a computer that can handle more data?
Maybe.
Just theorizing.
ゆえに今回は俺の野望、プロジェクトカオティックについてはひとまず置いておく。
プロジェクトカオティック。
She's just really inclined to take him seriously. It's like...
How much of what he's saying, if she is a time traveler, is she familiar with because of that?
That's kind of what I'm getting at. I'm not talking about him implementing Project Chaotic or something like that, but Ferris is one thing, but maybe the reason that Moeka and Suzuha take him so seriously is because he actually is a big deal. And so they just go along with him because they know he's a big deal, regardless of how silly he acts.
Yeah, maybe.
思いつき？
マキセ正解。
He doesn't even have a name for his own grand ambition? Come on. Also, new pawn.
New pawn is the best pawn.
Better than all those old
たった
pawns.
今思いついてとりあえず行ってみたっていうオチかと。オカリンっていつもそうなんだよな。
You ever gonna answer any of those mails?
俺を分析するな、ダル!
Stop it! I'm trying to be cool.
ねえねえ、それじゃあ実践的な使い方ってどんな使い方なのかな。
過去を変える具体的内容について詳しく。
まず、これはあくまで検証実験だということを忘れるな。過去を変えられるかどうかを確かめられればそれでいいのだから、変える事象は些細なことで問題ない。
Yeah?
In other words, they're intentionally trying to ramp up divergence.
Why?
To see if they can.
How would they know?
Well, I don't know.
Maybe that's why his phone's ringing.
I guess that's possible. I just really wanted to point out how silly he looks wearing no socks or shoes. And that Moeka is completely in the dark, separated from everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
岡部、あんたバタフライ効果って知ってる？
もちろんだ。
ああ、あれっしょ。風が吹けば桶屋が儲かるってやつ。
What?
え？あ、いや、それは同じ意味のようだけど違うような。
When a butterfly flaps its wings in Africa, a tornado happens in China. Something like that. Because of the minuscule effect it has
北
on the
京
weather
で蝶が
patterns.
羽ばたくとニューヨークで嵐が起きるだろ。
Ah, well, it doesn't really matter which ones if you want to just rain on my parade.
あ、そうそう、それ。カオス理論の一つ。
Ooh, chaos theory. Chaos theory. The theory that even if something can be expressed with a simple formula, it is hard to perfectly predict its outcome.
I agree.
However, this doesn't mean that the result is random. It means that the slightest variation in initial conditions can cause a wildly diverging outcome. This theory only applies to long-term predictions.
I was hoping we could get to some dramatic point where Ocarine says what their goal is, but it looks like instead it's time for another discussion. So, we'll pick that up next time.
So enjoy as we slowly lose our minds trying to comprehend the finer details of time travel.